everybody, welcome to the show. I'm the Notorious B.I.V. and this is my boy Paulie G.
Hey!
And we're back. We took a week off and we're back. So, yeah, what's new, Paulie G?
Do you want a topic? Or
Whatever.
Or did you already have something in mind?
No, I mean, we can talk about whatever.
So here's something I've been thinking about that you can say you're interested in talking about or not.
Yeah.
The idea of where do you say this is the law, we need to abide the law no matter what, and where do you say, well, the ends justify the means? So, for example, taking out Nicolas Maduro, like he's a terrible dictator doing awful things.
Yeah.
So, do the ends justify the means to basically not go through normal laws, normal processes, and just say we're going to go in there and we're going to kidnap him, basically, and take him to our country and take him out? And we don't necessarily have to talk about that specifically, but just the idea of, when do you say, hey, you know what? Even if we have a terrible situation, it's important to abide by the laws that we have set up. You can't just do whatever you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But are there instances where you say, you know what? This is so bad that the ends justify the means, and so we're going to say, I don't care what the laws say. We need to be willing to bend the laws or break the laws for this situation. Is that something you're interested in talking about?
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are good points. So are you thinking like Iran as well? Like,
well,
can we just go in there and like?
Can we say you guys are doing terrible things in your country, so we're going to start bombing you guys?
Right. Yeah. No, I don't.
Because I think it's tricky. I don't think it's black and white. I think it's tricky.
What the Maduro thing, it did on the surface. Yeah, it does look like, oh, we just went in and kidnapped somebody's president or whatever, right? Like, that's pretty messed up. But from my understanding is that the guy before him, Hugo Chavez, was just kind of handpicked this guy to like be his successor.
Yeah, he was not elected.
Yeah, he wasn't elected or anything.
No.
So it's like, okay, is he the legitimate president? Like, maybe not. And maybe if we go in and just take him out, and it's not like we said, oh, we're going to take him out and then put someone else that we like in. It's just like, okay, you're the next person. That's fine. I don't know.
Well, and that's a whole other topic, is the United States
regime building,
or just feeling like we're the world police and we get to, like, is it our right to go into another country and mess with their, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like if we say, hey, we don't like what you guys are doing in your country, so we're going to come and interfere, and we're going to not only take out your leader, but say, you can't just put in anybody you want to. We have to give you the green light or the thumbs up in order for you to put a new leader in. That's a whole other topic, right?
Yeah. I mean,
although you could say the same thing. You could say, like, well, do the ends justify the means?
Well, yeah,
do you say, well, normally you would never do that, but in this situation it's okay because, and I guess that's what I find interesting, is to say, okay, so then where do you say it's okay to do this, and when do you say, well, you shouldn't normally do it, but in these situations it's okay? Is it ever okay? That kind of goes back to what we were talking about with what was the comic book, the Watchmen?
The Watchmen, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because like Rorschach is like black and white. He's like,
yeah,
this is the deal.
Like you can't ever do that. You always have to
never compromise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I don't love the whole. Here's the thing, though. You have to go back to World War II.
Okay.
After World War II, they said, oh, the U.S. in particular was like, hey, we got pulled into World War One, we got pulled into World War Two. We didn't want to be involved, but we had to. Blah blah blah. And so, and I think so. After that, everyone was like, oh, this can never happen again. We can never have a world war, right? And I think, and that was kind of the deal. And I don't love that because it's like, I mean, I get that like if we have a World War III, like we could all die in a nuclear explosion, right? And like that was something they were trying to avoid at that time, I think. But um, but if you say like, oh, we can't let this happen again, that implies like control, right? It's like we have to control things. We have to control nations. We have to control people. We have to control whatever so that this doesn't happen again.
Well, so when you say we don't ever want to do a World War III, we don't ever want to do a world war again, do you mean we're going to let countries do whatever countries are doing with each other? We're not going to get involved? Is that what you're saying?
No, that wasn't it at all.
Oh, what are you saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like we said, oh, we're going to control things
so that we don't have another world war?
So we don't have another world war.
Oh, I see. So kind of like Pearl Harbor. It's like, hey, we're going to come in and bomb the heck out of Japan to stop this from happening. Well, maybe that's a bad example.
I mean, it happened.
Right, but like, oh, we as the United States are going to say, hey, if we need to interfere with what's going on internationally, we will to stop wars from happening.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Right.
Because we haven't interfered with Russia and Ukraine. They've been going at it for a long time now. I guess we've given Ukraine weapons, but we haven't gone in and said like, hey, Russia, you can't be doing this. We're gonna come in and bomb Russia. Like, we haven't interfered with that.
No.
There's all sorts of things that are going on. There's all sorts of wars going on that the U.S. doesn't get involved with. Right?
I think we pick our like
battles
things and say, well, this one, But no, but I don't agree with that whole thing in the first place. I'm like no, we can't. You can't control everything,
right?
In order to like stop this potential thing that could happen. It's
right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, and is that what the United Nations is for? Is for us to work together as a group of leaders?
Well, I think
to prevent that sort of thing from happening, saying, hey, these are the laws that we all agree on. We have to all abide by these rules. You can't just have like Russia attacking Ukraine. Like, hey, what are you doing? You can't do that. We've decided that that's against our laws, our policies.
Yeah, but I mean, United Nations isn't exactly the United Nations is kind of behind the whole like, yeah, let's control everything and let's not have another war. And the United States is like the global police and whatever in that scenario,
right?
That everyone said, yeah, let's do this. And I don't like us being the global police.
Yeah. Is it because for so long we've been kind of like the major power, like that we've had the most powerful army?
Well, I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, we were the superpower, especially after World War II.
Right.
And I mean, obviously Russia was emerging at that point too. And we had the whole Cold War or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, the United States, and that's been like our policy ever since then, right? It's like, and it doesn't, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Like, it was like the uniparty basically, and that was still whoever was in power. That was still the doctrine. It was like,
right,
this is what we're gonna do,
right.
And I think that's, I was hoping that was largely coming to an end, and I think it was. I think, well, I don't know. I don't want to go too much into politics, but
yeah, this is a political topic. But I thought it's an issue that I feel like you could probably have. I don't think you necessarily have to be a Republican or a Democrat. I think you could agree, both parties could agree on this topic, or maybe not. But it doesn't necessarily have to be like everybody on this party feels this way and everybody on this party feels this way, you know.
But Iran, I mean, I feel like Iran is another kind of Iraq in a lot of ways, where it was like with Iraq, it was like, oh, they have WMDs, we better kill them, and we went and killed them all, and it's like, and there weren't really any WMDs. So like when we bombed Iran earlier this year, and we're like, oh, we're just taking out all their nuclear capabilities or whatever. I was like, okay, so they might get a bomb, so we better bomb them. You know what I mean? I thought that was a little flimsy. And now that we're continuing it, I'm just like I thought it was mission accomplished, but I guess not. But I mean, but then the other thing though is like, it's like I'm not really going to shed a tear for Iran because, I mean, the funny thing about Iran is like, really, they've been the enemy ever since, like, for our entire lives, like going back to like the Iran hostage crisis and whatever.
Khomeini.
Yeah.
Ayatollah Khomeini.
Yeah, like all that, they've been like the bad guy. Obviously Russia was the bad guy, the Cold War, all that stuff, but in addition to that, like Iran's always been there kind of just being the bad guys or whatever, you know. Do you remember like bomb, 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 bomb Iran? Like that was when we were kids, right? Like it's been that way for forever.
Yeah.
But do we need to go bomb them? I don't know. Honestly, I think the Maduro thing and the Iran thing are both about oil, because I think the Maduro thing was like, we got oil there, and part of that is with the previous regime there, they said, oh yeah, you can come in and drill for oil and whatever, and like we'll share some of the profits with you, basically. And so we went in there and put in all this stuff, and then and then when Maduro took over, he just took it all and said, oh, it's ours now, see ya. So like that's our stuff. So in some ways we were taking back our stuff. But I think that was like, hey, let's get this oil going, because we're gonna like go after Iran here soon, and that's gonna disrupt oil. But like at least we'll have some more coming in. And now, going through like with the Strait of Hormuz, that's the deal with Iran, is they kind of like disrupt that, and a lot of oil goes through there. Like I think 20% of the world's oil, or maybe it's the United States oil. I don't know which.
Yeah, you're right. It's 20%.
Okay.
That's what I heard on the news.
Yeah, so 20% goes through there, right? And so if they're like disrupting
I think it's the world's.
If they're disrupting that or holding it hostage or whatever, then it's like,
yeah,
But it is. But I mean, it is all about oil.
Okay, well, so what do you think about this?
Okay.
So, going back to like,
where's the line?
Yeah, where's the line between following rules and policies and saying like, well, the ends justify the means to not follow the rules and policies? For both of these situations, I feel like the U.S. kind of just the president kind of just decided, I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to give any warning. I'm not going to go to the United Nations or Congress or anybody. I'm just going to do it, right?
Right.
Well, so do you think
that's unlawful?
Well, so do you think that, let's say for example, you say, hey, Nicolas Maduro's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, and so we are holding him accountable, or Iran, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, we want to hold them accountable. do you think that they should say, do you think the president should say, or our government should say, hey, you're breaking the law, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and so we're going to give you to this day, and if you don't, then we are going to do this, we're going to take action and do this?
Yeah.
Or do you think in doing that we're basically just giving them the opportunity to run away, defend themselves, hide, protect themselves, so we can't actually do that, and so it's actually better to just, like, hey, they already know that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. We've already told them that, and so now we just attack while we can, when it's, at nighttime, you know what I mean, secretly, so we can actually accomplish what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, so I would say,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, so we can talk about that. But first, like, any law is just like, it's like, do we agree on it? Are we going to follow it? You know what I mean? So like, I mean, and that, like, that changes over time, I think, because it's like, they're like old laws on the books that we don't follow anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, that, it's just like, because we've all kind of agreed that, like, that's a dumb thing or whatever,
Right.
Like, I don't know, like sodomy laws or whatever, no one's gonna, like, no one's gonna come
take you to jail
for, you know what I mean?
Right.
For something like that.
Right.
Like, you're doing it in your bedroom or something, whatever.
Right.
So like, but obviously at one point, like, that was against the law, right?
Right.
And people agreed that, yeah, this needs to be a law. And then, but then over time, now it's just like, well, that's on the books, but, like, who cares?
So in my opinion, if there are laws like that, then we need to change the laws so that there's not hypocrisy about, well, you're doing this, the law says this, yeah. Well, but we all think that's a dumb law, you know what I mean? Like, in my mind, then you say, okay, well, then let's change the law, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what were we saying? We were talking about...
I was just saying...
Oh, well, with Iran...
Do you give them the chance? Do you say, hey, I'm going to give you this much time to comply, otherwise we're going to attack you? Or is it actually like, hey, we've already given them time, they're not complying, so it's actually better to strike them when they're not ready for it, to actually be impactful and actually accomplish something, instead of giving them the opportunity to run away or hide, or, like, is that okay thing for the ends justify the means? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Iran's had, like, Obama was like, hey, Obama made, like, the nuclear deal with them, and, we're going to send in people to check on your nuclear progress and whatever. And that's clear back to Obama. Like,
right.
How many chances have we given them?
Right.
And then, and they're still, that you got the Houthi rebels that they're backing that bomb ships in the Strait of Hormuz, and it's like, okay, you guys, you're done or whatever. I don't know. But I don't like I don't like being the world police. I don't like that whole system that was set up, that's been going for years.
Right.
As long as we've been alive, that's been the system we've lived in.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, the U.S. is gonna, enforce, everything by force. And
yeah, like, how long were we in Afghanistan? Like, okay, well, I guess we'll have military here until they get a stable army or a stable government. And then years and years and years and years, and it's like, okay, I guess, we're finally going to bring our military back home because they've been here forever.
Yeah.
And then people are like, whoa, you pulled out too fast. It's like, but man, we've been there for so long. Like, at what point do we say this isn't really our job anymore, right?
And
I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but or if that's just one example,
it's
maybe.
part of it. I mean,
yeah.
I think, you know, I think it just comes down to like, you know, the whole basis of that system, like controlling things, is just, it's not really feasible. Like, you can't control people, you can't control everything, and you know, if there's going to be a war, there's going to be a war. Like, you know, you can't, and especially, and like the whole regime change stuff, like that doesn't work very well. You know, Iraq's a crazy place. Afghanistan's a crazy place again. Like, you know, what did we do there? Not much. So,
yeah.
I mean, so I'm, you know, so I'm more in favor now of just like, I guess, of populism, which is like, focus on, you know, make America strong, make sure we can take care of ourselves, whatever, and like stop messing with everybody else. But I don't know. Is that even possible? Like, if we, you know, if we just sit back like that, is China going to take over the world? Is someone else, you know, is someone else going to move in and like, I don't know.
It's complicated, and I definitely don't have all the answers.
And I don't think humans are really capable of governing ourselves, right? And that's why we look for the second coming, because it's like, you know, we've kept it together about as long as we can, you know, and it's like we need something else, but I don't know. And I've been kind of feeling like it's the end of the world lately too. Like, some days I just feel like the world's ending, and maybe not necessarily like it's ending in the sense of like we're all going to die in a nuclear war or something, but more just maybe like it's the end of like this era or something, you know. I mean, obviously, like, AI is coming, and maybe that's just going to be like an entirely new era, but I just feel like we're at the end of like something. Like, we've gone as far as we can at the moment. I mean, like entertainment, I've talked about entertainment just being, I just feel like it's all just the same. It's all regurgitated. It's all like, you know, like I just feel like in a lot of ways, like we're just at the end of something, and maybe there's a renewal coming, you know. Maybe it's AI, but maybe it's the second coming, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. We talked a lot and not really gotten anywhere exactly, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like we can't go on too much longer under the current circumstances. So maybe circumstances will change in some way. And I think, but I do think that I do think humans are largely incapable of, you know, governing ourselves, and I don't think that's, I don't want to be pessimistic. I just think that we what I don't know what I'm trying to say. Well, just that, like, we've talked before about how, like, you know, I trust in God, and I trust His plan, and if I have a relationship with Him, that's the thing, right? And politics and all this other stuff is like, that's humans doing their thing, and I don't think that's largely effective for the most part. But I just have to kind of cling to that, that God relationship, and say that's the plan. That's how things are going to be right, not necessarily through laws or politics or whatever. And but people who don't believe in God, all they have is politics, right? Like, if there's no God, it's up to us to fix everything. It's up to politics. It's up to laws to fix everything. And if we can't, that's scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's scary if we can't get it right.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I totally agree with you that, there's a lot of things we can't control. Having a relationship with God, I think, is definitely going to help us have more peace and be happier and have hope that something good's going to come down the line eventually. But I think there are a lot of people who are not happy with what's going on politically, and so they just bury their heads in the sand and just are like, well, I don't like what's going on, but I can't do anything about it. But I mean, that's definitely not going to help.
That's not. Yeah.
I mean, we need people who are willing to do the right thing, to stand up and say, hey, this is what we should be doing. Vote for me. I will change things. I'll be a better person. I mean, we need people to step up and try to make things better, right?
Yeah. But
which is coming up soon. Like, caucuses are coming up where people can stand up and say, hey,
yeah,
let's vote for somebody who's willing to stand up for what's right and do the right thing.
And I don't want to be defeatist, but like, I think a lot of people do that and are like, oh, I want to change things, and then they like they get up against the system, and it's like, oh, well,
yeah,
like, this is how it is, and I can't really, they feel powerless or whatever when they get there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't mean we don't try, right? It doesn't mean we don't keep doing what we should.
Yep.
So yeah, go to your local caucus and get all the incumbents out. Primary the incumbents. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. All right, that's all. Okay. Yeah, we'll see you in the next video.
I'd say leave a comment, but nobody ever leaves any comments, so I won't even say that unless you want to. Wouldn't it be awesome if somebody left a comment about what you thought about this topic?
We got one comment on our Taylor Swift.
Oh, did we?
Episode, yeah.
What was it?
It was actually like it was a pretty big comment.
I should go back and read it.
Yeah, go check it out.
All right, cool.
That was a good one. That was a good comment.
On the radio on my way driving over here, they just said that Taylor Swift has $2 billion.
That's a lot of money.
But on the radio station I was listening to, the radio announcer said, but you know what? Have you seen her documentaries? You should watch them. She's earned every penny. That's what she said. I haven't seen her documentaries. I guess I should watch one.
All right.
Anyway, all right. Take care, everybody.